Call to order, Bedford Township Planning Commission regular meeting, February 28, 2018. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have the approval of the agenda.
I have a roll call.
Let's do the roll call.
Oh, I missed roll call. I'm sorry. Will you be secretary, Karen?
Sure. Mr. Garbrick?
Here.
Mr. Jenkins?
Here.
Mr. Fritz?
Here.
Mr. Frederick?
Present.
Mr. Zebek?
Here.
Mr. Anger?
Here.
Mr. Steffen is excused.
All right, now we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Next, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of February 14th, 2018 for anyone here.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes of February 14th, 2018, and waive the reading thereof.
Support.
All right, can you take roll call?
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Zebek?
Yes.
Mr. Garbrick?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes. Next, we will conduct a public comment. This is for anyone who would like to speak on any business they would like, and if you could just limit it to 3 minutes.
Again. Ask it again.
Is there anybody that would like to speak in the public comment? In that case, we'll go on to old business. First is a continuation of the request to determine if the proposed amendment to the Timberwoods PUD is a minor or major change located on the east end of Soda Drive. And I'd just like to let the gentleman know that we are one member shy, so you still need a vote of 4 of the members to have it go through. Are you okay with proceeding?
You addressing that to me?
Yes.
Sure.
Let me
Karen,
go?
can you?
Sure. This item was originally scheduled on the February 14th, 2018 PC meeting as a continuation. Included in your packet is what is being proposed. If you brought your information from the previous week or the previous meeting, it will describe what is being requested. So I just will go over the information that we received. Again, this was originally to be scheduled on the February 14th, 2018 Planning Commission agenda, and it was tabled to the March 14th, 2018 agenda at the developers Representative Ray Jones of FWB's request. Mr. Jones requested the item be placed on the March 14th, 2018 meeting to provide enough time for them to have an opportunity to meet with Mr. Bauerschmidt as he expressed some concerns and further inquiries at the February 14th meeting. FWB is meeting with Mr. Bauerschmidt today. This was prepared on Friday, February 23rd, to discuss options and the project. I was going to be out of the office that afternoon, so Jody included some additional information. But Mr. Jones asked if we could schedule the item for the February 28th PC meeting this evening, as he will not be able to attend the March 14th meeting, and feels they will be able to adequately address the issues Mr. Bauerschmidt expressed. As well, the residents of Timberwoods PUD received written notification from the Planning Department that the topic will be placed on the February 28th meeting as opposed to the March 14th meeting. Additional information was provided, and it is included in your packet. Memo from, an email from Mr. Bauerschmidt after the meeting that was sent to me. Dear Ms. Kincaid, per a meeting held on 2/23/18 at FWB Surveyor's Office, they will formally be submitting the attached revised layout for a minor modification request for the Timberwoods 2 development. Based on the attached layout, we withdraw our letter submitted to the Bedford Zoning Commission, Planning Commission, at the 2/13/18 meeting contingent that all required deed amendments and are completed, including modification involving existing structures. So I did actually notify Mr. Bauerschmidt. He wanted to be notified if a letter of courtesy was sent to the neighbors to let them know that it was going to be moved up. It was. It is not included in your packet, but if you take a look at the next page, it does show that the buildings indeed will be positioned, located as they were at the meeting, and there will be some landscaping added between Mr. Bauerschmidt's home, which is already constructed, number 28, and the unit proposed 27. They do meet the 10-foot minimum required setback, and they do not encroach on the McClanathan drain. The applicant may want to further comment. Ray, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I mean, I can answer any questions if you have those.
Everybody got a drawing? Because I got two here. You don't?
They do.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any comment, again, unless you have a question. I think the drawing makes it pretty straightforward. Again, like Karen said, we had a meeting Friday, last Friday, with Mr. Bauerschmidt, and we discussed, and he was satisfied with the markup as you see it presented.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to move that we declare the amendment to the Timberwoods PUD a minor change.
Second. Second.
Mr. Chair.
Roll call.
Yes. Do we need to make it the dual proposal?
Yeah.
Right.
So if we're making it a minor, then we also have to make it a minor amendment to amend the PUD and to re-record it.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll take a motion and on declaring it a minor amendment, we'll take a roll call, and then we'll make another motion
the next one,
to
yeah.
approve the plan, and then contingent upon
That's a second. one.
Re-recording.
Let's do this one. Roll call.
Okay.
The
So we'll do the
DEC.
roll call of the first motion that
Okay.
was submitted and seconded.
Okay. Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Aye.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Garvrick?
Yes.
Mr. Zebek?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And I will also entertain a motion for the second part of that, to amend the PUD and to re-record.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we require the petitioner to amend the PUD to show the minor change in the PUD, and that it be submitted to the township and recorded.
I'll second it.
If you could take roll call for me, Karen?
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Garvrick?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Zebek?
Yes.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you.
I have a question, if it's appropriate. Now that those two motions have been passed, we will in fact modify the appropriate exhibits that are in the condo documents to reflect this change. And then all we have to do is modify those drawings to reflect this, and then bring it to the township for them to act on.
Go ahead.
They have to be re-recorded. So all exhibits within the master deed and the PUD agreement that reflect the previously approved plan will be amended as you stated, and then the master deed will be re-recorded
Where?
at the county.
So what has to be taken up to the county, and who does it?
Our attorneys typically will take those over to the courthouse,
So I just bring that information here?
and we will submit them to our attorneys, and then
Oh, okay.
recorded.
Very good. That answers my question. Anybody else have a question for me?
No.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we can I'll entertain any further public comment if you guys want to, anyone wants to come up to the podium to speak anything. No further public comment? Any new information?
We do have some items scheduled for the meeting of March 14th, so I think there are some things that are definitely going to be on that agenda. We have some that are tentative at this point, but we will be having a meeting on the 14th.
Any commission or staff comment?
Nothing further?
Mr. Gardner?
Nothing.
I pass.
None for me?
Nothing here.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I did ask Karen to include a copy of the bylaws for the planning commission. I don't know if you've all gotten a copy of
Yes,
this.
I have.
These are not new. They were approved 2004, April 7th, 2004. And I think it'd be a good idea just to go through them and memorize them.
We're going to have a test.
Memorize every detail. There will be a test.
This will come in very handy, thank you.
Can I start at about 11 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
I'll get to 11:05.
Good bedtime reading material. If you have any questions, you can give us a call once you look through those. I do believe those actually have Mr. Zebek's signature on them as well. Do they not?
Karen, are you guys, those were 2004, you guys happy with that stuff, or is there stuff that's grown that you guys would like to change, or?
That's why we're going to, if you take a look at that and you think there's something we should further review, then we'll go ahead and take a look at it. I don't think there's anything glaring, it's just that we want to make the planning commission aware of the bylaws that are in existence, so.
Thank you.
And I thank Mr. Jenkins because I actually forgot that those were passed out this evening.
So we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're out of here.
All opposed? None.
Nope.